Hey guys, so today's video is about my two favorite Louis Vuitton planner sizes, the Desk Agenda and then the GM or Large Ring Agenda. Now these two planners have been what I've been really using and reaching for throughout the course of 2020. And if you've been following my channel, you'll know that I used the GM Agenda earlier on in the year, and then I've been switching in and out of my Desk Agenda throughout the year as I've been using the Hobonichi Cousin. So if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I haven't really been into the monogram print in the past, but for whatever reason lately, I've been really feeling this print and this whole kind of color vibe. So anyways, let's get on with the video. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, so big thanks to Skillshare, which we will talk more about a little bit later in the video. So first off, I kind of wanted to walk you through these two planner options and give you all of the basics. I know for those of you who are new to the planner community, it's really hard to figure out what Louis Vuitton agenda to get, especially since they can be so pricey. So I thought this might help those of you who are new. And even if you're not new to the planner community, I know these planners can be quite a bit of an investment. So you want to do as much research as you possibly can. And definitely for me, when I was researching these planners a while back, I think now, especially in this last year or so, there's a lot more content regarding planner setups and things that are minimal and functional and stuff like that. But in the past, there hasn't always been a lot of content around it that really, suit my style or what I'm looking for. So hopefully this video will help you figure out what Louis Vuitton planner to get. And I thought about doing this video as a series, but I do still have a PM agenda, but I don't have an MM any longer. So it would be cool. I don't know. Maybe someday, because sometimes I'm tempted to get an MM. But anyways, let's get into it. So between these two, you can see that the sizes are very similar, but they're not quite the same. So if I line these two up side by side, you can see that the Desk Agenda is actually, okay, let me put these on a flat surface, slightly taller, which I was not expecting. And it is like just a hair less wide. Now, as you can see here, the GM has more structure because of the rings, and it is definitely a little bit more in depth. However, if you've used a Desk Agenda before, it definitely gives you a lot of room for expansion, because for whatever reason, the planner itself is flexible and you can definitely fit a lot into it. So this is definitely a good fit for, a planner that is puffed up or expanding. And if you've watched my videos before, you've seen when I've put larger discs in here or discs in a notebook and so forth. So size-wise, they are similar. And I would say that this planner, the Desk Agenda, is going to be smaller than your average A5 planner, because this guy is significantly slimmer in profile compared to, like a Filofax A5 or your standard A5 planner. Those tend to be a little bit more bulky for whatever reason. So the benefit of Louis Vuitton planners is that they are definitely much slimmer than their counterparts in the same size. When it comes to price, this guy is really expensive right now. I think off the top of my head, I'll put it on the screen too, the price of this guy is $945. And then this one is $600. So that's a substantial difference in my opinion, just for the rings and the snap and the pen loop. So something to think about for sure if you are on a budget or trying to save up for one of these planners. You can do a lot with it, and I think that they are worth it, but they're gonna cost you for sure. Now, when it comes to a size comparison, let me take this out so that maybe we can see this a little better. So when it comes to comparing the sizes and the features of the planner, you'll know if you watch my last video that the Desk Agenda is just this slim profiled cover that you can slip your book into, or your disc planner, or even A5 rings. Now on the left-hand side, it has this one pocket and then this secretarial flap and then this slip pocket here as well. On the back, it has this large pocket on the bottom and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets along this side. Now, similarly, in the GM, you have this little card pocket here, this little secretarial flap, but then you also have a second secretarial flap instead of a slip pocket. On the back, there are no card pockets, and actually, I feel like I prefer that. I don't know. But this pocket here is much wider, and then obviously we have a pen loop and then the snap closure. So personally, I love that it has a pen loop and a snap closure, but I know a lot of people aren't fans of the Louis Vuitton pen loops, so that's a thing too, that may or may not bother you or help you. Now, I thought it might be helpful to kind of give you an idea of what this looks like laid on top. Like I mentioned, the GM has a lot more structure to house the rings and then give you a lot of space to fill this up. The rings are pretty large. I think they're 30 millimeter, but I'm not 100% sure. They're definitely large though, and you can fit quite a bit into here. Now, I've taken out quite a bit of the inserts that I had in here before because I wanted to show you what you can do with this. So this is my Hobonichi Cousin Avec from last year, and I just wanted to show you because sometimes people ask me like what can fit in this, if I could fit a notebook in here, and you definitely can fit a slim notebook in here. And then I recently discovered that you can also fit a Hobonichi Cousin Avec in here if you don't have a lot of inserts. So I think personally, I would maybe have a little bit less in here if I were to do this in the future because it is hard to snap. It's me struggling to snap it. There we go. But it is definitely a thing that you can do if you like to have inserts as well as a bound book. So this is something that I'm considering doing, honestly, for 2020, because I think this GM is really pretty. I love the convenience of a pen loop. And yeah, I don't know. It's overall really cute, I feel like. So that's definitely an option if you are interested in doing something like that. So now is a good time to pause and talk about today's video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of classes ranging on a variety of topics, from illustration to photography to business to design. There are so many topics that you can find to learn literally anything that you can imagine. Lately, I've been trying to learn DSLR photography. I dug up my old Nikon DSLR and I've been taking the class Fundamentals of DSLR Photography by Justin Bridges, and I can't wait to dig in more and really relearn or maybe properly learn DSLR photography and improve my skills in that way. So if you're interested in checking out Skillshare, check out the link in my description box. For a limited time, you can use that link to get your own free trial to Skillshare. And after that, it is just under $10 a month for you to have your own membership. Now, let's get back to the rest of the video. So a lot of you ask me, which planner do I recommend most? Because you guys are often trying to decide between these two, just like I am. Personally, right now, I talked about the price and what you can do with these planners. And personally, for me, I choose the Desk Agenda. I know that sounds crazy because this guy is so hard to find. It's so expensive, and I got a great deal on it, pre-loved, from a friend on Instagram. But let me tell you why my Desk Agenda is my number one pick right now. With this guy, like I mentioned, the price is like almost $300 lower. Plus, I am definitely a bound planner kind of girl. But who knows, that may change in the future. But as of right now, this is my pick. So I can put my Hobonichi Cousin in here if it's great, even if it's getting kind of chunky. And I still have the option to add like a ring planner to this, or my disc bound setup, or anything like that should I change my mind in the future. The only thing that I wish this had was a snap and a pen loop like this guy. However, for like $300+ I'm okay with this. You know, my little hack, I guess you could call it, of putting a pen loop on a card works great for me, and I'm not upset about it whatsoever. Also, given the state of the year, like, I don't take this as many places as I normally would have, so the snap and the pen loop are not as essential for me as they might have been in the past. So personally, I think that there is a lot you can do with the desk agenda, especially if you're new to the planner community or if you're on a bit of a budget. I think it is well worth a shot. It's also, I think, a little bit easier to find a desk agenda than it is a GM. For whatever reason, these are like always out of stock and really difficult to find. Though if you do look at the pre-love sites and, you know, the Facebook groups and Instagram and stuff like that, you can find them. So anyway, that is today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.